Hello guys, welcome to the channel. It is Midlow89 here. Hope you're all doing very well. It's about time I come out and start sharing my experiences the last 2 or 3 years ever since my awakening. I know I've done a few videos, but it's kind of like I've had a lot of processing to do, especially the last 7 months. I've gone through my trials and tribulations, basically. Huge events happening, as we all know. Just look at the world around us, but it's such a pivotal time for us starseeds to come out and start sharing this information and our experiences, just to let everyone know that we're not alone and that we're in this together. We have been sent here to do a mission and do a job. Anyway, I digress. This video is about me seeing the Firmament a few years ago on 2.5 grams of psilocybin Mexican Cubensis mushrooms. And it must first be stated that when I was doing all this, I was actually taking mushrooms specifically for trying to peel back the veil and see what was beyond these 5 senses. It was purely scientific. I was not doing it for recreational use whatsoever, even though when you do take it, it is absolutely incredible, and it helped me reset, as it were, all the programmings that are going on in my head, which obviously I'll talk about in another video as to the benefits of taking these psilocybin mushrooms, but it must be treated with respect. So anyway, I was with a friend. I was at a place called Badbury Rings, and this has got a lot of power, this place, I realised. Obviously at the time, again, you're just not aware of it, but looking back, like anything, you come back full circle and you meditate on these experiences and you realise, wow, everything that I've done has otherwise been kind of almost unconsciously played out as part of some kind of script that was rewritten. It's a bit scary but uncanny, but that's the divine nature of what we're here to do. And so Badbury Rings, if you break down the word Badbury, bad berry, it's quite negative, but I've had a few other experiences there which are quite telling, and I've seen some celestial beings down there as well, but I'll leave that for another video. I was with a mate, kicking back. It was around springtime, the weather was fairly warm, and it was during the day, and we're sitting on one of the mounds just kind of gazing up at the sky, waiting for this thing to kick in, and it did. And obviously looking across the landscape, lots of beautiful fractal patterns, geometric shapes were appearing. Then all of a sudden the clouds, they started morphing. There's a lot of magic in these clouds, with the kind of the higher vibrational element of water, which is close to ether. There's a lot of magic in that. And so I remember one cloud actually started to appear as like a skull, and it came out to me like a huge, great big skull, trying to kind of instill that fear. And I just kind of laughed it off. And it's funny because my friends actually saw the same thing. I was like, mate, you seeing this? You see that giant skull? I said, yeah. So it was kind of good to have someone there confirming that wasn't a pigment of my imagination. Anyway, that kind of dissolved. The moments later, what started to make itself appear was behind the clouds. You could still see like all the lovely blue sky in between the clouds, was this like huge superstructure of a membrane that immediately I thought, this is the firmament. Oh my goodness, this is absolutely unbelievable. And as it was revealing itself to me, I remember I sat up and I was like, bloody hell, as far as I could see across the whole horizon, it just enveloped the earth. And it was like when you walk inside a church or a grand cathedral, if you look up, you see the pillars and they kind of merge in the center of these domes. They form like lattices, these patches. So it was like that, but in between obviously was all these kind of alien-like structures of pillars that were kind of keeping this web together. And it was all these lattices like that, and it was going as far as you can see, filled the ozone layer, and it was just mind-blowing. And it was obviously of another dimension, higher octave, but due to the mushrooms tapping into that higher senses, allowing more light to come in, I was able to see that. And I said to my friend, are you seeing this? And he, as I started to say what I was seeing, it started to break down, and he started to see the same thing I was seeing. He was like, oh my god, yeah, I see that as well. I said, mate, you seen it? And it actually looked like Polynesian symmetrical tattoos. If you go to Polynesia, you can see the tattoos they take, or the Polynesian kind of design, the tribal patterns. It was like that, but everything was perfectly symmetrical. And this is another thing with the higher densities. Everything is perfectly symmetrical. And it was just absolutely stunning. I was blown away seeing this, and it was there for a good probably 5 or 10 minutes before it kind of disappeared again and phased out my awareness. And I was just like, wow, the firmament, very, very real. It's just that in this 5 sense reality, a lot of this information is locked out from our view and our purview and our consciousness. And this is otherwise what has been going on, which is why we're here to help shift and raise the vibration of Earth, given this time coming out of the Kali Yuga, to make all these subtle energies more aware to those who are on the path of enlightenment and ascension. And so I just thought that was absolutely amazing, because I know it says in the Bible, you separate the waters above from the waters below. Water is such an important element, you know, because the higher octave of water is ether, and this is otherwise what you see in space, and it's described as the dark energy. And if you get in the astrals, you know, some people testify that they can actually see these beings ripple through this kind of liquids, which responds to your thoughts, and the Merkaba, which is your light vehicle. But I just thought I'd share that anyway. Really cool experience. It was like an alien superstructure, something you see out of the movies. It was perfectly symmetrical, and it had like a Polynesian type design, which I believe, you know, in the tropics, these people would have used and eaten a lot of mushrooms, and they probably would have seen the same kind of patterns and things in the sky, which inspired them to then, you know, draw out this art as tattoos and on parchment as symbols of their kind of culture. So yeah, I thought that was very, very interesting. Let me know, guys, have you seen the same thing? Because like I said, when you're on mushrooms, you just invite that world to come in, and all this that has otherwise been hidden is made aware, and it's beautiful. And it's about time we start talking about this, because, you know, the inverted satanic scientific industry has otherwise just been feeding us lies and deceit for so long, and they're losing grip and they're desperate, and this is why we're seeing things play out as they are in this reality at this time. So yeah, very, very important we actually start sharing any experiences you may have. I've got loads more videos to experience. I've got a whole list of things I want to talk about, just get off my chest, and so it can help you guys interact and maybe confirm or deny certain things you've experienced or seen. But you know, I've been through the run of the mill. Last 2 or 3 years has been a huge shift in my consciousness, and the things I've experienced, you know, mostly foolishly, going down that fool's journey. You know, the hero's journey is basically the fool's journey, you know, shooting first, asking questions later. I'm lucky to be alive, let's put it that way, for some of the things I've gone through. But hey, obviously being sent here to do something and help shift the grid. So all the best, guys. Stay tuned, subscribe, comment, and yeah, I'll post some updates very, very soon. Cheers, thanks for watching. Bye bye.